Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 1, Episode 2, Past Prologue. So as far as so the first season of any show is usually pretty rough, especially when you look at shows from like the 80s and the 90s and stuff like that. They're never super awesome. Even the Next Generation, Season 1 is awful, and Season 2 has its rough moments. So most of these episodes I'm not really expecting to be just phenomenal episodes, but overall this is actually a really good episode. It's really, really well done. So it introduces some new characters, some beloved characters. Garak, the tailor, their Cardassian tailor, is introduced, and he's a fan favorite. Like, the actor writes Star Trek books, and he's just kind of a fun character. He's never quite what he seems. He mentions how he is the only Cardassian left on the ship, or not ship, the station. So that's kind of interesting. So already there's more to him. And it's kind of a fun scene when he talks to Dr. Brashear, and how Dr. Brashear just runs to, I guess, I'll just call it the bridge, where he's like, I met the Cardassian spy. So it's kind of fun. Cisco says, he says his first name is Benjamin, which I don't think is mentioned in the pilot episode. I think this is the first time. I think he's just Commander Cisco in the pilot. So most of this episode is about Tana, who is a Bajoran runaway from the Cardassians, and he's requesting asylum on board Deep Space Nine, and because of all of these atrocities that he's committed against Cardassians, and the Cardassians just want him back. Now he says that he's not doing that, and he's done, and he just wants to go back to Bajor and just work on building their new world. But of course, nothing is always as it seems. This episode kind of gets really interesting. Like I said, this is only the second episode, and the Duras sisters appear. It's kind of funny because Odo says, "Oh, we have two Klingon sisters," and Cisco knows their name and everything. And Odo's like, "How do you know them?" And he says, "Well, not too long ago they started a Klingon civil war, and word has it that they're trying to make money to rebuild their army." Which that's kind of a cool shout out to the Redemption two-parter, where we last saw the Duras sisters. And interesting enough, when we see them again with the Alexander episode in season 7, when they're asked where's the last time we saw the Duras sisters, they say it was Deep Space Nine. So I like how they keep that continuity going. And then of course we already watched Generations, if you guys are watching my videos, so we know what happens to them. So oh well. So it's kind of an interesting stuff going on. We see Major Kira reach out to Starfleet and talk to an admiral. Now, the quality's not that great. It could just be my TV, but it looks like she's talking to a Bajoran admiral. I don't know if you guys could see that or not. And she's just trying to get Cisco doesn't know what he's talking about, and we need people to help the Bajors. And this admiral's like, okay, I'll deal with this. And she calls Cisco, and she's like, what is your admiral doing? She interrupted my meeting. And so at this point, we don't really know all of these characters that well. We're still kind of getting used to them. And Cisco goes up to Kira, and he just has the flat line, if you go over my head again, I will have yours on a platter. And it's terrifying because right there, you're like, okay, this is not Picard. This is not the diplomat. This is not the nice guy. You don't want to fuck with Commander Cisco. And it's pretty interesting. We see some great scenes with Garak and the doctor about oh, you need a new suit. And you need to be at my salon at this time for a new suit. And the best part about this is I feel so bad for Dr. Brashear, but it's so cute because he's so innocent. And he runs to Commander Cisco, and he's like, what do I do? He keeps telling me I need a new suit. And Cisco's just like, I would go get a new suit. And it's pretty funny. From there, it's basically pretty standard Star Trek fashion, where Kira tries to give Tana the benefit of the doubt. They realize that he has not renounced his terrorism. He's still doing it. He's trying to put together a bomb. So she ends up having to betray him, and he just lays into her about how you are a traitor to the Bajor people, and she basically starts questioning her own morals. Overall, it's a really good episode. As far as episode 2 of an entire series, I feel like it's a really good episode. It kind of stands on its own. Probably because it has Garak in it, and Garak's a great just character in general. So, for those who have seen this episode, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about just kind of these overall episodes, these early episodes in general? I've said it a couple of times, I'll just keep saying it. I don't have a lot of memory of Deep Space Nine, so 90% of these episodes, roughly, I'm going into blind. Like, I could probably name maybe 5 episodes, like, by title, off the top of my head. So, a lot of these I'm just going into blind. So, I'm going to need you guys to kind of go with me and kind of we'll do this journey together. So thank you guys for everything. I hope you guys are excited for these Deep Space Nine episodes, and I will see you guys next time for A Man Alone.